But right now, I'll show you around. I'm just in the playroom, to be honest with you. I took a little space of my kids' playroom. Hold on one second here. Disconnecting this. So just kind of organize some stuff here.
Oh, it's beautiful. I love all your designs.
Thank you.
Can you tell us, because they have a very ethnic look to them, can you tell us a little bit about your background?
Well,
What
these are the ones that I'm wearing, and the square ones are a little bit more ethnic. And I think it's because of the Moorish inspiration that I got from. Um, and I always like to do big things, and I always say go big or go home kind of thing, you know. Um, and I'm getting older, and I always say, don't look here, and everywhere else, but don't look here.
Oh, lies, you are beautiful.
Just distractions, you know?
No, 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 no. It's complimentary. That's the whole point of makeup. That's the whole point of anything. You talk to any
That's
makeup artist,
true. That's
this
true.
is the natural beauty. Same with the earrings.
Thank you. Well, you know, I try. So a lot of my inspirations are, you know, I don't know, things I get inspired by, even people like you know, like I look at hands. I come, my background is in photography too. I went to school for photography. Um, and
I
so
know
I get inspired by people, how, especially women, how they move, how they put their hands, mannerisms, big time. I think it's a body language, you know? So something sparks at me, and just I start, you know, always my head is always creating something or imagining something. Um, so I think creativity is everywhere. It's not just in your travels. You could travel just by looking at a book, a photo. Like I get inspired by a photography.
So speaking of which, since nobody's traveling now, how are you being inspired?
I am actually looking at old magazines.
Hmm.
Yeah, looking at old magazines, looking at old books that I've collected. Um, and I love vintage clothing, and even going through my closet and cleaning it up and editing, and I get inspired by the patterns. That's that's my thing. I have a vivid imagination, so it's easy for me to just get lost easily. I'm always in La La Land.
The worst problems to have, for sure. I think a vivid imagination during these times is definitely a plus.
Oh my God, yes. It keeps you happy too. It just, you know, you just can't escape.
No, that's important.
Some people have to take things or have to pay a lot of money to go to, you know, a therapist. I just like escape.
Do you have any particular places you like to escape to in particular in your mind?
In my mind, I don't know. I love to just, for me, it's patterns, colors. That for me, it's like a big thing. Like just being in a pattern. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I love textiles. I'm very tactile kind of person. So
I think that's very noticeable in your jewelry.
yeah.
Lovely. So where are you, like you are currently in North Carolina, right?
I am in this little small beach town in North Carolina, Wrightsville Beach.
Okay.
Um, and I am originally from Chile. And I came to this country through Miami, and I lived in Miami for quite some time. And then we moved here about 12, 13 years ago to North Carolina, um, to start our family and to raise our kids and our business and everything else. So, yeah.
So how has North Carolina been affected? How do you like what have you experienced thus far? Because I'm in Brooklyn, so I feel like
Yeah.
completely different world.
Oh, this is very different world too.
I believe that.
Very different. I think I'm the only Spanish person. Well, maybe like five people that Spanish in this little town. Maybe if maybe. I only know one more. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah. Um, It's interesting, that's for sure. You learn to kind of slow down coming from Florida too, that you have um all these things going at you and people's languages, culture and everything. You get so inspired and influenced by everything going on, and then all of a sudden you're in this little place, which is great for what I'm doing right now, raising my kids. But it definitely makes you slow down a little bit and think, which has been great for me growth wise.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
How has your area been affected by COVID? Are you noticing a difference or is it pretty status quo?
Yeah, we have noticed a little difference because it is a beach town. A lot of people are in and out all the time, which is great. Um, you could still go to well, they just reopened the beach just today. Yes, today. But it's been, kind of quiet, but still when we go for walks and things like that, bike rides, and you still see people, which you're being socially distanced, but you still being social, which is nice.
That's a good combination.
Yeah.
How has COVID affected you as a designer so far?
Oh my God. I've had a few
And
pity
became
parties, okay, of my own, indulging in this crazy emotional, I don't know what to call it. I've had those moments, which I feel guilty for having those and for even saying that because at the same time, I feel like there's so much to be thankful for, just health by itself.
for sure.
But yes, so um, right before the virus or everything happened here, I was not there, but I showed my new collection in Paris Fashion Week.
Wow.
So then all these orders got canceled afterwards. So I was so excited, and you have so much excitement with new things coming up and new projects, and then everything just kind of closes and puts a pause on everything. Um, I've been emotional, and I have to admit I've been a little bit like, oh my God.
I think we've all been there.
Yes,
Sure.
but at the same time, it just you look at the news and you're like, shoot, I better just snap out of it and be thankful for what we are and where what we have health and all that. So
No, I think the biggest thing that I've noticed out of this, at least for myself, is that I've become more grateful of
oh
things. Everything is just like, wow, it could be this, it could be that, but no, overall I'm okay, and I'm very grateful for that. So,
yeah,
um,
totally. I mean, I was doing the laundry and I was kind of like complaining to my kids like how much clothes they have, like so much. What is this? Like how much laundry can I do in a day? And I stopped and like I had to like stop and almost bit my tongue because I said, oh my God, there's people out there that don't have a washing machine in their apartments. So
welcome to
I,
your,
I just went like, you know,
yeah, no,
so
I hear you
those
100%.
little things that we don't think about, but they're so real. And in this country, I'm not talking about South America, Central America, or Africa. I'm talking about this country.
Do you still have family in Chile?
I actually do, but
Have you?
all my immediate family is here.
That's good.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you know, do you know how things are in Chile right now?
They are they're feeling it. A lot of them are locked down pretty much. Um, and you know, a lot of them don't believe this is real, which is kind of scary. And it's a big problem, you know. But I
Yeah.
think it happens here too. A lot of people don't don't get it. They think it's fake.
No, they're in total denial.
I know.
Scary. No, because I live in Brooklyn and I can confirm
Yeah.
real thing.
Yeah, I bet.
So,
I
yeah.
bet. How about you? Has it affected you? Like,
Yeah, I've been in my house for 37 days.
okay, so yeah,
So it's a big affection for
yeah.
sure. My father-in-law has it, so
Oh, really?
yeah, so it's definitely a thing that's
Yeah.
happening.
Is he at the hospital or?
Yeah, he's 94, but
Oh,
he's a Holocaust survivor, and I have 100% faith that this man will pull through because if anyone's a survivor, he is.
yeah.
So, yeah. So,
Well, I hope he gets better soon.
thank you. I appreciate that.
So,
No.
do you have kids?
No kids. I know you have three boys though, right?
Yes, we have three boys.
How are they handling it? Do they understand what's happening?
They do, and they've been really good.
Are you,
Like I say, they go for bike rides. They skateboard, but they keep their distance. They go surfing, you know,
yeah,
in their distance. So they still have somewhat of their activities. Boys, they have so much activity, so much actions. It's like crazy. They need to be out there. Um, but it's affected them socially, in school, big time in school.
no, are you teaching them from home?
Um, they do a lot of the classes. They do them through the internet, like
Oh,
Zoom and things like that, and Google Docs, and so they're very self-sufficient. I don't have to be like teaching them.
that's good.
It's
No,
been
it's like it's a big change for a lot of parents, and I'm
Yes, totally.
much more appreciative of teachers now.
Yeah, big time.
Well, hopefully our essential workers will start getting the appreciation that they most certainly deserve.
Yes.
So, can you tell us a little bit about how like getting your jewelry out has been affected and creating pieces? I think you mentioned that like one of your factories isn't producing or it's closed right now.
Right. Our factory in Italy, they are closed right now. Um, and
Uh, Sarah asks, have your kids been impacted by your creative side?
um, on a normal basis, I don't know if they haven't been impacted by my creative side. Um,
Are they creative?
they're very creative, but in different ways. Um,
Do they ever help you with your jewelry?
they actually, for Mother's Day and my birthday, and anytime there's a gift giving, holiday, they actually make designs for me to design for.
Aw.
Make me a purse, or they'll make me something. And when they were little, they actually used to make more purses. Now they're kind of like moved on to other things. They made
How
me crazy poems, and it's about them, which is hilarious. But they're very creative, but in different ways,
Yeah.
very different ways. As a matter of fact, these right here, these are inspired by their artwork when they were little. Because my
Aw.
little one used to, and he still does, he does these hearts all the time. And my oldest always used to draw snakes for some reason. And then my middle child he loves bats. And every time he does any drawing, he puts a little bat on them.
Oh,
So they're inspired by them. And so, yeah.
well, so I think that answers your question, even though I misinterpreted it and I apologize for that. But clearly, they inspire her and help her make all kinds of cool jewelry.
They
So, Sarah,
do.
if they inspired you to be
They
more,
inspire me. Yes.
yeah.
Yes. I don't think I'm inspiring them because I think that they're on their own. They're in a league of their own, but they definitely inspire me. Yes.
Aaron wants to know, and we haven't really dived into it yet, so let's talk about it real quick.
Uh-huh.
Is- So the big thing and why we're super excited to talk to you during all this is that on top of everything, you're giving back 100% of your profits for your earrings and bracelets to no Kid Hungry for the month of April.
Yes.
Can you talk about why you decided to do this and why this was in particular important to you?
Yeah, so one of those days where I was having one of my pity parties and cooking for my family in the kitchen.
It happens to the best of us.
Um, I was, I said, oh my God, I need to stop. I need to snap out of this. And then I said, oh my God, I should be thankful that I'm cooking for my kids, that I have meal for them. And then I was like, oh my God, that could be like on a daily basis. And I started like digging, like what charities there are out there that I could help, because at the moment everybody was donating to the healthcare. But I as a mother, I always want my kids to be healthy. I always want, you always look for the best for your kids, right?
For sure.
And so I was thinking, what can I do to help but kids? So I was like thinking, what do I do with kids? Like that's my thing. So I found No Kid Hungry. So I thought that was perfect. And April is my birthday month. So I figure instead of getting, you always, you better off giving than receiving. And it makes you happier when you actually give. And since I was having one of those moments, I felt that I needed to do something good for somebody else other than myself and not get myself off my mind kind of thing. So yeah.
Well, I love it. Can you show some of the pieces that the profits will go 100%
Yes.
to No Kid Hungry?
So they are the square ones, all the square earrings, and they come in 3 colors.
Let's see all the colors if you
Sorry,
can.
4 colors on this one.
It's really pretty.
Thank you. So all of these actually, I'm going to show you.
Ooh. I love them. Yeah, they're gorgeous.
All the round ones and all the square ones. And then the heart ones.
Ooh, I didn't see those. Can you bring them a little bit closer?
Sure.
Those are really pretty.
And I always have this like metallic, because I'm a little Liberace. And then of course these bracelets that are inspired by my children's artwork.
Can I see the ones that you're wearing again? Like there were 2 different designs. I'd love to see a little bit more of them closer.
Yeah, so these come in 3 colors.
Ooh, you can really see the threading on particularly the red one.
Yeah, this
Really,
red one.
yeah, that's gorgeous.
Thank you.
I love it.
So yeah, they are and they are on sale. So it's like a gift for you and a gift for No Kids Hungry. So that was my pity party resolution.
No, I think it's beautiful. I think more people should do stuff like that. I love it.
And I've been seeing now that there's a lot more people giving to No Kid Hungry. And, when I was reading, what was interesting to me was that on a normal basis, when everything is hunky-dory, everything is going perfect in this country, it said that 22 million kids get free lunches and breakfast in school.
Yeah.
And I was like, how could this be?
That's why
That's a lot of kids.
Yeah.
That's a lot of kids.
Want to close schools for that exact reason because so many kids get their only meals
Yeah.
in school.
Yeah.
So through this organization anyway. So they're even more important. I mean, they're always important.
Yeah.
Should be
Yeah.
always.
So I would imagine that there's a lot more now. I mean, think about how many people are without a job, without any kind of income. It's just it's crazy out there.
That reminds me, one of our people Aaron asked, how are you eating if all of your proceeds for these jewelry is going towards helping kids eat right now?
So I'm in the home industry. I'm a designer for the home industry as well, and that's my main um, bread and butter. Um,
You're
for
still,
me, the jewelry is more of it's an opportunity to feed my creative juices in a different kind of way, as well as I give jobs to other people that help me actually in North Carolina, help me put all these components together because I design these earrings, but then I have to have like Italy make one part, China makes another part, or they, send me these parts and we put it all together here. So, or we sew it or whatever it is that we need to do here. So it's a lot of um, technicality in a way of getting these things together and making one item. But
you have pieces that come from Italy, pieces that come from China, and then you bring them home and then you
we put
assemble.
it together. Yeah.
And the Chinese factories are still open?
They were closed. They were closed for a little bit and then they opened. And then they were open, but very minimal people. So not that many people were working. Um,
There's
and
a big
two,
move.
there was a lot of people that got stuck in their villages because it was when this happened, right before the shutdown of China, it was their new year. So a lot of people went home and they didn't come back to probably just now coming back if they're coming back to their old jobs. Because a lot of them they don't have a job anymore for a
So
while.
how are you still making pieces, or is everything on hold and you're selling off what you have, or?
I have things on hold right now. I feel like it will be kind of stupid of me to just bring in things. And I'm just, checking it and see how things will come. I know we will get back to something. I don't know if it will get back to the way it was. And I hope we get to learn something from this because I feel like, in the fashion industry, everything goes so fast um, that a lot of the times I kept asking myself, why am I doing this? Like, why? I always have to know why I'm doing something, and it has to be, you have to ask yourself, I think, all the time, why you're doing what you're doing, and not just in your work, in everyday life, I think.
I agree. Yeah, no, and I think that's why sustainable fashion is so important, and I hope that the fashion industry appreciates that and
Right.
moves forward, and I hope all the industries move forward in a more sustainable, green way after this, because this is the opportunity to do it for sure.
Yeah.
Nick also asked, what is the material you use for your jewelry?
So we use silk, which
Ooh.
is a sustainable fiber. A lot of people don't think it is because it's like, oh, it's very luxurious, but mulberry worms, they
Mm-hmm.
make this, and it's actually is more sustainable than a lot of the other fibers because it uses less uh, it uses less water, less chemicals, and less energy to make.
Hmm.
Um, and then it biodegrade too. So um, one of the reasons I use it.
Good
And then
reason.
of course I do metallic yarns, but it's like little accents.
They're very pretty.
I needed a little bit of sparkle.
Don't we all? Um, you have some vegan leather that you use as well for stuff. Do you have any of those pieces that you could show us?
I do. Yeah. One
They're really
second.
pretty. I love those. Your
Thank
necklace.
you. I have my beautiful mannequin here.
Ooh, I love it.
So these are vegan and they are all made in Italy.
Ooh.
Super light. And I think you saw when we met in New York in one of the shows there, right? I was trying to remember where I met you before. And
I
it was
think
one of the exhibition shows.
I think so, yeah.
And I had this, and this was one of my first items that
I remember being very much attracted to that piece. So,
Yes, and then of course they have a little bit of metallic as well.
of course.
And they're magnetic and they are I don't know, I love this piece because even though it's very bohemian, it can be very luxurious too. Um, I know it
Ooh.
just, especially now that we're dressing above the the waist.
Be pretty from this far up.
But yeah, it comes in like 5 colors. So and they're in the website. And I right now they are 40% off too. So, you know,
What
just for
made you
6 months.
decide to use vegan leather?
Well, on this particular piece, because it is braided here. When you braid, you have, if it was real leather, the leather would be, it has a front and a back, and it would look very more hippie than I would have liked it to be.
Right.
Like a bohemian look, but I like a little bit of a refine to it.
So where do you, what type, I know it's vegan leather, but like where's it's like come from? There's a lot of different popular ways to do vegan leather these days.
Right. So this was a recycled vegan leather that they have. So I just used it and recycled it. Honestly, I don't know where it came from. It was in the factory, ready to be like put away for good. And I said, can we use it?
Hey, I appreciate that, finding all new ways to
I wish
cycle.
I could give you a better story and romanticize it and say, oh my God,
You can lie to me. You can make one up right now if you
but I won't.
want. Well, using recycled leather and not letting vegan leather and not letting
Not
it
let it go to waste.
is very important, and
Yeah.
you made a beautiful necklace out of it, so I love it. So is all of that leather then used up at this point? Are you able to still get more of that, or is
I'm
that
able to get a little bit more. Yes. Yes.
what are you gonna do when they like run out?
I don't know.
Like here, there's
We'll
lots
have
of
to
really
dig in the factory and see what else is there.
yeah.
What else are you gonna throw away?
Wise, wise. Hey, that's the best way to find inspiration, you know?
Hey, and you know what is it's like treasure hunting.
True. I agree.
It's like when you go to a vintage shop and you find that one piece.
Yeah, and then you just accessorize it and
Exactly.
it, give it a whole new
A
world.
whole new world. That's
I,
right.
I love it. No, I love all the like vintage stuff. I think it's beautiful. So,
Thank you.
yeah. Um, so bringing it back to COVID again a little bit. I know that all these, back to No Kid Hungry and all that. Um, we recently looked at an article that's talking about how despite all of this that's happening and it's harder to get food these days, and are you able to get food pretty easily? Do you have toilet paper? Important questions.
Toilet paper is hard to come by.
I know.
What is going on? It's a little insane. But yes, Trader Joe's had some toilet paper, so we're good.
That's good. The real quest.
Food, as far as food, I don't know how it is by you, but certain like we have a Harris Teeter's. I don't know if you have, like, I know in South Florida they have Publix. I don't know what they have in New York. Other than Whole Foods and Trader Joe's.
Key Foods,
Yeah.
and then like a bunch of bodega kind of places.
Yeah, so Harris Teeter's here, which is our supermarket, doesn't have any meat except for they had plant-based, plant-based burgers,
They're
which
the worst problems to have, just saying.
exactly. So I'm like, okay.
One thing I've noticed is that all the shelves are cleared out of all the produce, like the uh, hyper produced stuff, like the packaged stuff. But
Yeah,
produce is actually super easy to get right now,
yeah,
still. So I'm like, okay, well, we could actually all just eat healthy.
exactly. And I actually rather that, and that's perfect.
Right. But
My
this, go ahead.
No, that's much better, I feel, you know.
Yeah. No, I'm vegan, so I try
Oh,
to,
you are. Okay.
yeah. So I try to focus on, and I've been eating more salads than ever, which is great.
Yeah.
They're easier to get, and then I can
It,
just stow away all of my packaged goods.
yeah.
The world fully ends.
So what do you make? What's your like to go to?
Oh, we have a couple, but I'm really, well, there's two things I've been really excited about. So I've gotten really into making homemade chocolate and
Ooh,
putting it on bananas and then freezing them. This is like my new obsession in
yeah,
life.
that sounds delicious.
Easy to get, particularly vegan ice cream. Like I go on my quest and it's not always readily available. So this is like my new dessert, and I just eat like a banana covered in chocolate at night. It's amazing. And it's all handmade. So
Yeah,
like we use coconut oil and cacao and you know, it's really
that yeah, that sounds good. I made the this chocolate pudding, but it wasn't vegan though. But it was with dates and cacao. Um, what else did it had? I don't even remember, but it was like just a pudding, and I bought some semi-sweet chocolate, not vegan, but I'm sure you could find those vegan. And then put a little bit of water, chestnuts that, and then dates to make it a little sweeter and cacao. And you just put it all in the blender. And then you let it set in the refrigerator for a couple of hours. Yummy. It's like
that
pudding.
sounds great. So no, that's one thing I really like about all this is that like I'm expanding on playing around with making different things that I wouldn't have had. Like
Yeah.
I made Ethiopian bread. It takes 6 days to make. I would never
What?
have time to make something that took 6 days before.
I need to know.
I know. Now I'm just like, oh, this is like the late night plan is to do the next step, you know? And it's good. I had it right before I came here.
That's awesome.
So
I
yeah,
made skinny bread, which I've never made before, and that was my highlight of last week.
it's good. However, unfortunately, some food is actually going to waste right now.
Yes.
Is a crazy thing with like it being more challenging to get food.
Yeah.
And so, but a lot of farmers are having to throw out their food because normally it goes to restaurants or schools.
I
Again,
was reading that.
go hungry situation where like a lot of this food is going to schools to feed these kids, and now the schools are closed, so the farmers are actually just turning the food into like
Yeah,
mulch, which is crazy.
I know.
Do you have any thoughts on that or?
I wish there was an easy answer because it all goes back to like sustainability, which is, you want to have the economy, but you also want to be good to the environment and to the people and sustainable and it's like how do you wrap your head around all of that and try to make it work? Um, it's so crazy. I'm sure there's got to be some solution for that, you know.
Yeah,
I'm just not an expert. I wish you know.
I know. It's so complicated,
It
everything.
is complicated, but I think as long as we all have a part in this world, and we all have our own little strength, our own little, something special that we have, and we need to do something with it and use it. Um,
Are
you know,
people responding well to you selling your jewelry for no kid left hungry?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Are people responding well to the your neck earrings and bracelets for no kid hungry?
Well, yes and no. No, because I don't advertise so good. I am a horrible marketer, and I need to get on the Instagram
The kids.
thing a little bit more. But when I do post, I feel like I get a good reaction, which I feel like I need to post a little more. But at the same time, I feel like at this time, it's kind of like, well, how could I do that when there's people that are not, but then there's people that are shopping, and there are people that, that do have and that they could help. And even if they are not shopping, and if they can give $10 and donate to somewhere, that's, that's all we can do. Just bring awareness to it.
I think the people who are okay right now, who are still making money, want to help the other people.
Yes, and I think even the people that don't have money and they're not making, I think everybody has something, and I think everybody wants to help and make something good.
Yeah.
Sometimes the worst, gets in between us. But I think there's good in all of us, and I think we just need to just open up a little bit, and even just even like a little reminder that there are people out there that are worse than you. That you could be complaining about something, but there's probably not much to complain about when you look at the news or when you look at neighbors around. So it's I don't know.
No, I agree. I feel like I'm very grateful, and I'm very grateful that you are giving back for your jewelry sales. I think it's beautiful and
Thank
makes
you.
all of the Jejune and our social activism very happy. So
Thank you. Well, I think we just, like I said, we all have something to do in this world, and if we can do it, why not?
I agree completely. Does anyone else have any other questions or anything? Do we want to see her stuff one more time? I think we should.
Somebody's asking NC art projects. Ooh,
Oh, can we discuss your, oh, somebody wanted, sorry,
did their shutdown hurt your sales?
there we go. Oh, I missed things, sorry. Did you display a lot of, oh, do you display a lot at your design and craft fairs?
Um, Not really. I've only done one or two exhibitions in New York, but they weren't craft fairs.
Do you
Um,
do North Carolina as well?
yeah. Um,
Has that been affecting your sales at all that they haven't been happening?
yes. Because if you're not in front of people, it's, people cannot find you. And I'm not a well-known designer, for people to just say, oh, I'm going to just get Leyla Gans's earrings. But maybe one day.
Here, here. How much has the shutdown hurt your sales?
A lot,
Yeah.
a lot, a lot.
Is that mostly because of the lack of going to like craft fairs and stuff, or is it just in general everything is down?
Well, I think everything is down, in general. For me, like I said, when my items were in Paris in a showroom just for this fashion week that just happened in February, the end of February, a lot of the orders got canceled.
Why did they cancel them? Just people were
Well,
finance?
people were not going to put money into something that they cannot sell right now, or they don't know, and they get stuck with so much inventory. Like everything that they already were coming in for this season, they're stuck with that inventory right
True.
now, and they have to figure out a way of getting it out there. Um, which I think it will see a lot of sales, discounted pieces,
I think that's true.
which is, I guess good, bad, I don't know.
Yeah, and people are finding new ways to market things, like they're sending jewelry and pieces to models or Instagram
Yeah.
influencers and getting them to advertise them too. Have you thought about doing anything like that with it?
No, but I should start thinking about that.
As much as a photographer, it pains me. I can understand that designers are doing that. Pains me. Probably pains you as well as an ex-photographer.
Yes. And actually, it's funny, but I do most of my photos, like the photo shoots that I do, like with the models. Um, you know, I pretty much do all the photo shoots, so which is fun. It gives me a different creativity, a creative outlet, that I need. I constantly crave, and need. Um, it puts me in a different way of thinking, which is
Yeah.
fun.
No, I love all the different varieties of,
Yeah, and you're a photographer as well, right? Is that
yeah.
what you went to school for?
I actually went to school for neuroscience.
What? Smarty pants. Are you kidding me?
I'm a complex individual.
What? You're like an onion. We're peeling you out.
Yeah. I have lots of weird things about me.
Wow. So what made you start this?
Well, I went to grad school for neuroscience and I was studying attraction in monkeys actually. And then I was like shooting fashion at the same time because I loved both. And I was like, well, I could study attraction or I could create attraction. And I thought creating attraction was really cool. So I moved to New York City and I've been,
Sexier too.
yeah, a little bit. Um, yeah, and then Jejune got started because I'm such an activist that I was like, you know what, I'm obsessed with fashion. I'm obsessed with like being a humanitarian and being an activist. I was like, what if we like created a magazine that did all of the things? So, and it's great because it lets me give people like you a voice to spread the goodness.
Well, I thank you for that. And it's so cool to it's amazing to find out people's background because, you go to school for, I always tell my kids, you might go to school for something, but you might end up in something totally different. You just have to stay open and always follow your passion. Follow it doesn't matter about, oh, I'm going to be a lawyer because I can make money. I'm like, if you're going to be miserable, money doesn't buy you happiness. So, always follow your passion. I think that's the best.
So how'd you get into home decor from photography?
Um, so when I was 16 years old, I had my car. My uncle gave me a car, and I had to pay for my insurance and my gas. And so I went to apply for a job, a part-time job at a fabric store.
Hmm.
And it was the best thing.
And it
I
was
know it sounds cuckoo for a 16-year-old kid to say that, but I learned so much about fabric, and it's funny because if you stay open when you think about things of like what is fabric, working at a in a retail fabric store is gonna ever what are you gonna learn from there? What are you gonna take with you in your life? But you could take so much and the things that you don't think that will add any value to you, but it will. The people you meet, things just, just things happen. But anyways, I fell in love with fabric even more so. And actually, my husband worked there.
wow, this was
So I
you
fell in
were
love with him as well, but he didn't know. And so, funny story, like a few years later, we got married, but yeah, but anyway, so working there, I met a lot of interior designers and I always loved photography as well. So I was going to school for photography after, and um, I started just shooting for free and doing their portfolio, like, interior design and things like that for magazines. And then I started my little job. I started doing marketing for people. And so it grew from there. Then I don't even remember when I did a little merchandising here and there as well. And then I started doing passementry, which is another thing that is like, wow, how did that, I don't know, it just happened. Things just kind of open. You don't think about it when you're in the moment, but when you look back, you're like, oh, that's every dot is being connected without you even realizing,
I don't know, it sounded like you were just meant to be at that like store at 16.
right?
All of the things, set up for you. So
It's funny. You just never know. Oh,
we are actually being told that we have only a minute and a half left.
okay. Wow. It went by fast.
Takes us off.
Yeah, I was very nervous, just so you know.
You were amazing. You were Amazing.
Thank you. Well, you were an amazing, questionnaire.
Can you show us your stuff one more time just so we get a nice, great look at it one more time?
Sure.
It's so beautiful.
Bracelets cost 100% of the profit, so keep that in mind. These also, lots of heart.
They're gorgeous. And that's silk.
Silk.
So beautiful.
Thank you. And then, of course, these square beauties, and they come in 4 colors.
And they're light.
Super light.
Cool.
Super light. And they have these little beaded. And then,
Pretty. I love them.
thank you. So, these.
Can you bring that closer again? That one's so pretty, and the detail is so gorgeous. I love it. So gorge.
They're super fun. And they are super light, yes. So, yes.
Well, you have some fans in the comment section. They say they love your stuff.
Thank you, Nina.
No. All right, we're gonna sign off, but thank you everyone for coming.
Yeah.
So much, Leyla, for being a part of this and chatting with me tonight.
Thank you for contacting me.